people do this day in and day out. Hi, I'm back and I'm making cookies again. As you know, Girl Scout season was in the past. I don't even remember. It was a few months ago. So if you had ordered those, probably gone by now. I found this recipe online from Half Baked Harvest, which is one of my favorite resources to get food recipes, especially for either dessert or dinner. She really does it all. But she has a Samoa healthy-ish recipe, which basically takes out all the processed sugar, all the preservatives as well. So I thought they would be fun to see how they turned out, and they're probably going to taste better because that seems to be the case when everything's homemade. So if you like Samoas, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how I make it, and you can make these vegan. All you have to do is swap the butter for solid coconut oil, and then we're also using dark chocolate, so just use vegan dark chocolate or whatever you prefer, because it's just for dipping, won't really affect the bake in any sort of way. So let's get going. You guys, I've also been online shopping a lot because I've been making all these videos. I bought this really fun rolling pin. Isn't it cute? I got it from Dillard's actually. They were selling these out of stock Anthropology rolling pins, which if you know about that store, if you like that store, if you look at the home goods section a lot, then you understand. But this was like $13 when typically things are a paycheck. Maybe I'll link that below because I was like really excited about this, and it shipped to me in like 2 days. Okay, first things first, we're gonna make the cookie dough. So all you need is about a half cup of actually salted butter, and we're gonna cream that together with a fourth a cup of maple syrup and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract in a bowl. Okay, I'm gonna beat this together with my handheld mixer. We're gonna hope that the dough comes out fine like this. Otherwise, I would use a paddle with a stand mixer. Okay, after this has been beaten into a nice creamy consistency for about 3-ish minutes, I'm going to be adding about a cup and 3/4 of all-purpose flour, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to mix it all together into a nice dough. Add a tablespoon of water to help bring it together a little more. I just put a little bit of flour on the surface here for our dough, which is now a nice ball. Definitely recommend, if you don't have a mixer, just to hand do it with a paddle. I'm going to take it now and roll it out, and then we're gonna cut it out with little 1-inch cookie cutters, and then make holes in the middle so that they look like Samoas, and then we're gonna pop that part in the oven and get to the other components. This made quite a few cookies. We're gonna pop them in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes and keep an eye on them. I'm just gonna bake one sheet at a time and not overlap them because that doesn't seem to work out too well for me. But I'm also gonna throw in our coconut on another baking sheet. I'm gonna add about 2.5 cups just so it gets a little bit toasted, probably just a couple minutes, and we'll pull that out and set that aside for the dipping process. I'm gonna make our caramel sauce that we'll dip these cookies into once they come out of the oven, and it's just gonna be about 3/4 cup of maple syrup combined with 1/2 cup of full coconut cream. Use the top of the liquid since the fat rises to the top, And we're gonna mix that together and let it boil for about 5 to 8 minutes until it's a nice caramely finish. Here's our finished coconut. Just put in there for like 5 minutes and already looks nice and toasty. Okay, it's been about 15-ish minutes and I'm gonna let them cool and do the other sheet. Okay, this has been bubbling for a couple minutes. I took it off the heat. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of tahini. We'll thin it out and make it really creamy. And then we're gonna put our toasted coconut into the mixture and stir it all up. So it's a nice sticky mess. Now I'm adding the coconut mixture onto the cookies. It said about a tablespoon, I'll just do a spoonful. I'm gonna try to save the cute little holes that it made, but I'm not that skilled, so it might not work. You guys, this part was really hard. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know if it was worth it to do it. I may not ever do this part again. Like, I had to wrangle this coconut mixture onto the cookies, and it dawned on me that like it's incredibly hard to maintain the hole in the cookie. So next time I think I would just not cut out the middle and just keep it like a biscuit, because who cares? I literally just took my fingers into the pot and was like scraping it and pushing it all over the cookies, and this was my best endeavor. Like, some of them look good. Like, that one looks kind of good. That one looks good, but then others are just like, no. Ugh. It's also becoming evident to me that maybe the coconut chunks are too big. Maybe I should have put them in the food processor for a little bit, but clearly we're too late. I'm gonna put them in the freezer for like probably 10 to 15 minutes until I'm not scared to manhandle them with the chocolate. So we'll come back to them in a little. So while the cookies are cooling in the freezer, we're just gonna make some chocolate sauce. All I'm gonna do is chop up a couple of plain dark chocolate bars into chunks and then heat it over the stovetop. If you wanna make this vegan, just use vegan chocolate. That's really all there is to it. It'll work fine. I don't think I had enough. I only used 3 bars, but that's all we have. So I also put in a little bit more of this coconut cream to make it a little bit bigger. Wait, bigger? Thicker? Thinner? Just to duplicate how much chocolate sauce we had. Good news, guys. I froze these probably for like 40 minutes instead of 15 like it suggested, and now they are very sturdy, which will be good for when we dip the chocolate, and I'm less worried about it now. So I'm gonna just put each one of these, dip it, the butt end into the chocolate, and then I'm flipping them over onto the pan to set a little better before we flip it back. Okay, cookies are dipped. They're gooey again, so I'm gonna put them in the freezer, hopefully for just 5 minutes, and then we'll do the drizzle on the flip side. I'm gonna flip these over really quick. We don't know. Alright, that's it. I drizzled it on top. It's not pretty. I kind of failed to make them look like Girl Scout cookies, but that's life. Cheers.
Cheers. Woo! They taste just like
They
it.
taste pretty. They taste pretty much the same.
Like exactly the same.
Albeit the coconut isn't like very uniform, but the idea is there,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
I think the chunkies are a little too big.
Yeah. So you try this recipe,
Make the coconut smaller. Just do whole cookies if you need to speed the process up, unless you're going to the British baking
I need
show.
another one.
Alright, thanks for watching. See you next week.